Christians glory in living, lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the surface of someone's story? What if we could uncover the hidden strengths within ourselves? What if we could learn from the experiences of others and grow from their wisdom? I am Princess Diana. I am your host on Unveiling Life, a talk show where stories meet, voices are heard, lives are transformed. Tune in for real conversation, raw emotions, and inspiring journey. Hi guys, welcome to Unveiling Life, a talk show where lives are transformed, voices are heard, and today we are having with us a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, Mrs. Esther Orekoya, and also she is women leader in a house of God. Please join me and welcome Mrs. Orekoya.
Hi everyone, thank you.
Thanks for having you here today. I'm so happy you can make it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So today we are treating a topic, very interesting one. We are going to marriage. To me, I believe marriage holds a lot in the society. If you're able to correct mistakes in marriage and we're able to treat it right, I think we'll have a sane society.
Yeah.
So today we are looking to that topic. It's a very wide topic, we can't finish it, but at least let's pick the important aspect of it and see how far we can go. So first of all, as a married woman and as a wife, a mother, and a business tycoon, yeah, how were you able to merge all together and still be happily married?
Ah,
Let's start from there.
well, depends on what you want.
Okay.
What makes you happy? Life generally makes me happy. So I've learned how to combine all together and make myself happy.
But you know everybody wants happiness.
First of all, if you want happiness, you must be happy with yourself first. You can't give what you don't have. If you're not happy with yourself, you can't give out happiness. Now, what makes you happy? Those are the things you look out for. If your children makes you happy, when they're around, you're happy. If your husband makes you happy, when he's around, you're happy. If your job makes you happy, when you are working, you're happy. So what exactly makes you happy is what will show the happiness in you.
Wow.
So for me, my business makes me happy. When I'm there, I'm happy. My children makes me happy. When I'm there, I'm happy. My husband makes me happy. When I'm there, I'm happy. So life makes me happy.
Wow, and that's quite interesting. Okay, can you please tell us about your early days in your marriage and what surprised you most after you got married?
Early days in marriage, okay. You know, my marriage is intertribal.
Oh, that's another thing.
Intertribal. So my husband is Yoruba speaking from Ogun State. I'm an Akwa Ibomite. people they call Calabar. So
Can say that again.
Early marriage will have challenges of language.
Oh, okay.
So when my people are with me and I'm speaking my language, it feels you guys are sound. So when it's with his own people they speak, I feel
what's going on here?
What's going on there? But along the line we find out that we are married. We just want to blend and balance it. What surprised me the more is that people you feel in family are supposed to show you love. Instead of showing you love, are being envious. Maybe because they feel you've snatched someone away from them, or you're not making the person you're married to give them attention. So it was kind of surprising, but along the line, we overcame it.
Wow. So you're married to a Yoruba man?
Yep, happily married.
If I may ask you, as a married to a Yoruba man, he has his language, you have your language. Which language did you give the children to speak? Or the two of you agree on this? Or are you teaching them both languages?
But he's speaking Yoruba to the children. I speak my language sometimes to the children. So he speaks Yoruba, I speak my language. Sometimes when I speak my language, I would have to interpret it to him, and also, so the children will get used to any of the language they want to. We are not pressuring them.
Okay, for anyone in particular?
Yes, if they have Yoruba assignments, they can always come to me or go to their dad.
So that's the thing, you speak Yoruba as well?
I've actually learned how to speak Yoruba.
But after you got married to him?
Yeah. And because of business we deal with a lot of people. Okay. So definitely we speak Yoruba.
Okay, wow. If I may ask, this generation, we have a lot of problem in marriage. In fact, people believe now that you can't have a long period of marriage again because of, they tell you that before you know it, the man is cheating, the wife is doing this is happening. People get married before 2-3 years, divorce is the case. How can you explain that aspect of being married and your marriage working for you, regardless of whatever is happening in the society?
Well, I think what keeps a marriage is communication.
Okay.
Communicate. In my early years of marriage, I didn't learn how to communicate very well. Oh. So it was always a barrier. You know, people say I'm an outspoken person. Yes, I talk. But emotionally, I'm not outspoken. My emotional needs, things I want, I don't really know how to express it to my husband. Things he does, I don't know how to say it because of the mentality of don't say things that will get your husband angry. Well, along the line, he made me understand that we need to talk. We should communicate, we should talk. If I do something that you are not happy with, say it. If you need something, say it. Learn how to talk. The way you talk when you are outside, talk to me like that. So he brought himself down for me to see that he's my friend, he's my brother, he's my confidant. I should be able to talk to him. So until we see our spouse as our confidant, our friend, and until our spouse also brings themselves to that level, marriages will work flow.
So are you saying, as your husband now is the head of the home, you guys balance it, like you guys are friends, you flow together,
you're friends, will flow.
There's nothing like, he's the lord of the house. No, I must.
When you came, I showed you my husband, and you saw my pat. He said, "Yeah, so my friend. I can only pat my friend. So if I'm not free to pat my husband, but I'm not free to like pinch him when my friends are around, my husband is not a monster. He's a human being like me. So he's my friend. As I'm playing to a child, I should be able to play with my husband like that.
Wow.
So it makes it fun.
So how do you keep emotional intimacy alive after many years of marriage? You know, when you are newly married, they call it the fire is still burning. It's still fresh, still alive. So when you've been married for so many years, how do you still keep it burning?
Well, because I know what I wanted. I know him.
Okay.
He knows me. He knows I'm emotional. Okay. He's not emotional. He's not really an emotional type. He rarely cries. These men don't cry. So the only day I saw him cry was when he lost his mom.
Oh.
He cried. That's the only time I've seen him cry. But most times he buckled up things. But I cry a lot because I show my emotions. So when he just sits here, like, what is it? What is the problem? Instead of shedding tears, why not say it out? So he tries more to blend into my emotions. And along the line, for the first 5 years, it was tough. Maybe because I was not mature or I was still missing home. You understand that kind of blend in your life. For 5 years, I was like, I'm not seeing my parents. Okay, you say, okay, you're not seeing your parents. Let's go and visit your parents. You're not this. Let's go and this. Call them, do this and all that. So along the line, I found out that he's flowing with me. We are friends. So we created that bond. And he always tell me, see, this boat is forever. So anyhow you want to sail it, let's sail it. But two of us forever.
We are in there together forever. Yeah. Wow. That's quite interesting. Now, should there be, direct communication with your spouse when you discover that there is something he has done wrong? You have your evidence, you have all what it takes to make him know that this time around, you've gone beyond boundary. Should there be direct communication, or do you have to bring someone in?
No. I don't believe in bringing people in.
Wow.
If I see my husband doing something I don't like, if I can't approach him, I have other means of approaching him. I'll send him a text message, a WhatsApp message. You did this morning. I am not happy about it.
Text message?
Yes, or WhatsApp. I do it ahead. I will allow him to go to work. Maybe he's in the office. I will just send you did this morning, I don't like it. It was really hurting.
Wow.
Change. I'll just send it to him. And he will reply. Sometimes he say, I'm sorry now. Is that why you're angry? So sometimes if you can't express it facially,
you send a message.
Yeah. There are many ways of communicating.
Okay. Should there be a defined role in the marriage, or should everything be shared?
From the beginning, roles were shared to everyone.
By who?
By God.
Okay.
So the man has his role, the woman has his role. So nothing can be done equally. If God wanted us to do things equally, he would have said, okay, you the man, you are tilling the floor, the woman also, you are tilling the floor. But God gave us different roles, different assignments. So everything cannot be 50-50, it can't be equal.
Because that is what people believe now.
That is a wrong perspective of marriage. The way God did it, God is the head, followed by the man, followed by the wife. Now, if the home is faulty, who is to first of all be blamed? The man. Who is God going to hold responsible?
The man.
The man. Now, the woman, anything that happens in the home, who does it complain to?
The man.
The man. So you see, everything boils on the man. But for a marriage to be what you want it to be, you need to put in your best. I need to put in my best. That is just it. But roles cannot be 50-50.
But during the time you are talking about, that has to do with the olden days, when our fathers, our grandfathers, the married our mothers, that the man was primarily in charge of caring for the whole house. This generation we have, we want the women to work, the man will work. Most times we have maid taking care of the kids because the father is working, the mother is working. If you want a woman to be the way it used to be and the man to be the way it used to be from the olden days, then we will not say that a woman should equally be working the way a man is working, because you say that bills are high, you have a lot of things to pay for, and what the man is bringing to the house is not even up to. He can't cover up everything. So like, you are my better half, you are my half mate, you are this. You have to do something too. I don't want to like today. I want to work, I want to make money, I want to be useful. But the days where you were talking about, that period, our mothers focused on bringing up the children, raising the children, and the man going out there
working. Even at then, our mothers too were working.
When you go
example, our mothers were working because they were going to farm.
Okay.
And that is also working.
Sure.
Going to farm is working. Taking care of the home is also working. Now, what they did then was complementary.
Okay.
And that is what I think made marriages to work. The husband complemented the wife complemented the husband. So for marriage to work, there has to be complementary, not 50-50. You can't say, okay, because house rent is 1 million, you bring 500, I'll bring 500. It's not possible. It is the duty of the husband to provide.
In a situation whereby you even have a wife that is any higher than the husband, now would you say the wife should get something, maybe get a shop so that she can have time to be in the home or what, so that you can be in control of her time?
It depends on how we see marriage. So the question is, what is marriage? Okay. Because when we understand what marriage is, all these questions won't arise. So what is marriage? Marriage, living and cleaving. Now, when I live, I'm cleaving.
Sure.
The person I'm cleaving to, we are now one. We're now one. It means our aim should be what? One. Our goals should be what? One. Our achievement should be what? One. So our money should be one. Our money should be one. Our money should be one. I don't have personal money, but I have money. We have money. That is how we run us. I have my personal account. My husband has his personal account, but my money is my husband's money. My husband's money is my money. That is why I said living and cleaving, one. House rent, if my husband at that moment is not capable of bringing the house rent, I should be able to do it without somebody knowing, since he has never been reluctant before. What if a situation, if the man loses the job? Will it, because he has lost his job, you will not pay for the house rent?
No.
That is why you are his wife. 1 + 1 = 1. What affects my husband affects you, and what affects me affects my husband. So when we understand that living and cleaving, we have left our honors to start our honors. Our honors. We've left our individual being. We are now
chasing the same
dreams, the same aspiration, the same achievement. Like when I married my husband, I was teaching in a primary school because I was waiting for my youth service. But before my youth service, I've gotten a job offer. I was working at Answer Systems at Orekoya. I was hoping after my youth service, I will go back to Orekoya. But you know Lagos how it is. From mainland to island to Lagos. So we sat down, we discussed. My husband is a doctor. Emergencies can come in. He can leave anytime. He said, wow, I know you have innovation and idea on business. You're very good in business. You're doing business. You're still working. So why don't you establish you? At least you will have time to take care of the home when I'm not there. So we saw it, and then it's a common goal. Everything, it's common goal. Understanding each other. We sat down. He started the business with me. He started the business for me. He went to the company, set me up, and then set me up and leave me to manage the business. And now I've grown the business from the little he started with to an empire, which he himself is happy. He's even happier because he feels I may lose my job anytime, but at least I know I have something as a backup.
Would you say it worked for you that way because your husband was capable?
Well, maybe and maybe not. If he was not capable to start up a business for me, I would have still been working. Now, in the early stage, it's always difficult. Some women get married and relocate. And may not have job at that particular time. So the husband should be able to understand that I brought this lady. Maybe you brought the lady from Imo to Lagos. So the lady needs care, attention and everything. So you can't use it against her because you brought her. So at that period, you need to take care of her. Okay, what about people that finished school and just got into marriage? They've not gotten job. The baby now sets in. Will you still demand her to provide? Which you know she is not capable at that time.
So what would you advise? Would you advise it's better for a lady to get a job before getting married? Or she can get married and
it depends on your timing. Because most times you don't have timing of people. Some people are in final year and have already gotten proposal. What if the marriage comes even before the NYSC?
Don't you think they should sit down and plan all this before entering?
That's when it comes to the two people involved. What do you discuss during dating? Like me, there are many things to discuss while you are dating before you say yes I do. There are many things you discuss. Number one, what do we want? We discuss finance. We discuss what do we hope to achieve in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years, in the next 5 years. How do we hope
to achieve
it? How do we work towards it? Now, should I give birth first before searching for a job, or should we pen down giving birth while I search for a job, or I want to go into business? Now, the man should understand what the woman wants. The woman should understand what the man wants. Everything has to do with understanding.
I think most people don't go into this before getting married.
That is the mistake.
Because if you are going through this before getting married, I don't think you will have the basic problem you are having in marriage these days.
Yes, exactly. Because we don't ask the necessary question. We allow our emotion to outcloud us. Our emotions take the better part of us. Instead of asking the right questions, we don't ask. You are taking me out, you are inviting me out for a date. Why are you inviting me out for a date? I should be able to ask some certain questions that I know will affect my life. So I think we are trying to change the narrative of dating. Dating should be more of asking questions
and getting to know where you are getting into.
Yes, and what you are getting into.
Would you now say dating is different from courtship?
Well, why are you dating me? Is it just as friend, or you are dating me to get married? I think
the moment you hear the word date, everybody believes you are a couple. That's
the mistake.
Once you
can
date,
ask me for a date.
Okay.
I can go out with you and end up not being your wife.
Nor even your girlfriend?
Nor even your girlfriend.
Wow.
In university dates, when we pass our exams, we just tell, yeah, lunch on me. That is the date.
That's a date. But these days, that is not dating.
And then we need to change the narrative, and it needs to start from secondary school level.
So anybody can ask you out on a date. It doesn't really mean you are having something together.
Exactly. You may even have feeling for someone, and the person may not even end up with you because he doesn't have the same feeling
for you.
So we should not see it as if because you dated, we went out on a date twice, thrice, you must marry me. What if you don't meet my criteria?
During courtship, now from dating to courtship, I believe when you are dating, you are trying to get to know
each other,
one another, and see if you can proceed to the next
level.
So I believe after dating, you enter courtship.
Okay.
Right? Then when you are courting.
When you are courting, the period between courtship and marriage should not exceed the minimum of 6 months. If you're serious to marry that person.
When you are courting. So when you are in courtship, we tend to give 100% attention. So you call each other, you check up on each other, you cook for each other, you do a lot of things together. They just want to satisfy this guy because they already know that this guy is going to marry me. We are courting, we are heading to the altar.
Why are you satisfying the guy? Why are you not satisfying yourself? In courtship, the man should be able to learn my love language.
Okay.
And learn your love language. I should learn his love language too. In courtship, I should know his temperaments.
Okay.
And he should know my temperaments before I say I do. Because once you say I do, it means I have understood this person's temperament. I have known his love language. I have known his weaknesses. And I'm ready to bear with the weaknesses before I say I do. So, but nowadays, I think we're mixing it, and that is why I said most parents should sit their children down, not only the girl child now, even the boy child, and ask the child, what do you want? What do you want in a woman? So those questions should come up. They should balance and see if they are compatible. If not, don't say I do. Because after I do, that is when regret sets in. My husband and I spoke a lot about a lot of things before I say I do. Agreed on how many children you want to have. What do you hope to achieve in another 5 years? What do I want to achieve in another 5 years? How do I want my home to look like? Where do I want to be? Those are the things we discussed about. There are many people that came to me, but when I ask these questions and you don't have positive answers for it, I just feel you are not yet ready for marriage. But I saw it in him, despite being from different tribe and from different background and all that. But I knew his vision aligned with mine.
What does forever mean to you in marriage?
Forever is till you die. Your last breath.
How do you know when it's time to walk away from a marriage?
How do you know when it's time to run away from a marriage? When there is abuse. Yeah.
You can endure. You don't endure.
Abuse cannot be endured because it can end your life.
But while you were taking the vow, you said, I do for better, for worse. That's the
now, for better,
yeah,
for worse. For worse are things like sickness. You lose your job. I can't leave my husband because he lost his job. I can't lose my husband because he had an accident. I can't lose my husband because he got burnt in one of his face. Those are the worst aspect of marriage. Worst aspect of marriage doesn't have to end your life. There's difference between abuse and for worse.
So the abusive part is not.
That is when you end a marriage.
So are you saying the man cannot repent or the woman cannot repent?
Well, if he wants to repent, let me separate first. And let me see that he has repented.
Before you go back?
Yes. There's room for separation.
Is it biblical?
Yes. It is.
Hmm. How do you maintain physical attraction in a home of like 10 years after marriage, 15 years after marriage?
I still
as a woman, you will develop different things after giving birth.
Now it depends on you, the woman. If you want to look old, you will look old.
Okay.
If you want to. That is why I say you can't give out what you don't have.
But do you think anybody wants to look old?
Some women don't even care. They feel because they are married.
So they relax.
They relaxed. Some women don't care. My husband saw me while I was looking good. I was dressing. I was on mini skirts. Why should I get married and stop the mini skirts? I'm not encouraging indecent dressing. But try and look good. Men loves good things. They saw the good, the sweet in you before they came. They didn't see you tying wrapper when they came to approach you. So why slack because you've given birth? I have 3 boys and I don't even look like I have 3 boys.
You are blessed.
So it's you, it's natural. It's not until you feel okay, I am now Mrs. It is now over. No. Women like stressing themselves unnecessarily. Now, my mom will always say work doesn't finish.
Work no dey finish.
So your husband coming home to meet this sitting room dirty doesn't mean you are less of a wife. Take a break. If he sees it dirty, he can compliment you and clean it up.
Do you think it's all men that will do that?
That is why I said, who did you marry?
You know, sometimes you can't know yourself to the end.
You can.
And there are a lot of things that don't come out during
dating or courtship.
Until you get into the marriage.
The day my husband came to my house to visit me, I was still with my parents. I purposely littered the room.
Okay.
To get his reaction. So when he came in, he was like, why is the cloth on the floor? Start picking it. Why is it not in the basket? So I know that, okay, this one, he doesn't like.
But what if he was pretending?
There's no how somebody will pretend that the true color will not come out.
That's if you have
the person.
That's if you have
unannounced.
That's if you have a long dating or courtship.
No. It doesn't depend on the timing. It depends on surprises. And friends knows their friend more than any other one.
But they will never come out to you.
They will. Now, my husband, how he knows me, I don't know. He said my own friends, he was asking about me and he said, that girl, she's good, she's that, but she's an introvert, she's an extrovert, and she's stubborn, but she's loving. You understand that those are good friends. They are telling you my good aspects and my bad aspects. So it's now left for you to
decide and choose
what you want. And a mother will never lie about her child. So when my husband came, my mom said, this one, she's lazy, she can cook, but she cannot wash.
So you don't like washing. When it comes to washing the plate or washing
I hate washing clothes.
Because during our time, I don't think we have a lot of washing machines.
My mom was washing my clothes. So my mom was like, she can cook, but she cannot wash. So you now know that the person you want to marry to doesn't like washing. So the first thing he bought was a washing machine.
Then I say you are lucky in your marriage.
But if it doesn't, then you compliment. The question is, what of the man? Was he washing his clothes before you brought in a lady?
Okay.
The lady is not your mate. It's your wife. It's part of you. It's the better part of you. She was taken from you. So if you treat her as if it is you, when your clothes are dirty, what do you do? Do you keep them? Or
do you know that some people believe that the moment you are a husband, you are the lord of the house?
That's the
and your rules stand regardless of who your wife is.
That's the wrong mentality, and we are changing it. Thank God for intentional parents. Now we are changing it. Like my children, they feel the home is my own. That's I have the final say. In fact, before they will say, let's go and tell mommy, they will say, daddy, they will say, if mommy does not agree. So they now know that the home is now the woman that is in charge. So they know we are changing the mentality. Intentional parents are changing the mentality. The men are working. I only have guys and they know the rules. No dirty plates in the sink. no dirty clothes littered about.
So once they are being brought up in that way,
Yes, so they grow up to know that.
And even when they have a partner, they know that it is not our right
and then
to wash.
And then you have a son too who doesn't like washing, and he'll be telling you, when I get married I will employ a maid. Thank God he knows his weakness, that the wife is not his maid. So he has to employ a maid
to do it.
Yes.
Wow. I think that makes a lot of sense. There is a general belief that a man must be older than a woman when getting married. If you want to get married now, your husband, yeah, there's age is just a number, but still, when you see a guy younger to the wife, you see people's expression, you see people's comment like, maybe
it's
because the woman is rich.
It's individual. I know many couples that their wives are older than the man, but you won't know. It is even the man that is now saying it, that my wife is older than me. Before, we don't know. It's individual.
So it doesn't really count. Doesn't mean
really count.
And the Bible never said that the husband must be older than the woman.
He said for this reason a man will live and cleave. There was no age in it. So it's individual. What you want.
So is it proper for a lady to confess her feelings to a man? Not a man that asks you out, or a man that you are dating or you're in courtship with. A man that you see on the road and you are working together, you're like, oh, this is my kind of guy.
How do you know he's your kind of guy? Is it because of his looks? Well, there's difference between admiring someone and having feeling for someone. I can see a guy walking on the road as a single lady, not as a married person, and wow, this guy looks handsome. Admiration,
admiring him
is not a sin. Now it is the lust that is now sinful. He can be physically attractive and handsome, but what about his values? Does he rhyme with mine?
You only get to know that when you get close.
Okay.
So that's why I asked. You are working in an organization together, or you do meet somewhere somehow, and you're attracted to the guy.
Maybe because I'm an extrovert.
So do you think it's right for the lady or the girl to come out up to the guy? Yeah, how do you do? You know, just like get to know the guy.
Yes, now it depends.
So is it right? Is it proper?
Very, very proper
for a girl to make the first step towards the guy.
There's nothing wrong about it.
But we have something about it over here.
Well, me, before I met my husband, I've approached many guys. I told them I love them. Okay, let me tell you one. We went to National Stadium to watch a movie, and after the movie I told him, guy, you're handsome and I like you. Wow. Is there anything that can happen? I said it openly, and he said, you are my friend, I see you as a sister, nothing can happen. So I collected it in good faith, and we are still friends up to today, and he's happily married. I'm happily married. Wow. And I've done it to 2 people.
So you asking a guy out doesn't really mean
taking a guy out for lunch is not a bad thing. In fact, I want to encourage ladies more if you are capable. And it is not only taking a guy out to Chicken Republic, or take him to your Yaksikira joints. Buy amala. Amala 200 naira, pay for it. Gone are those days where we big guy. Also pay for the guy. Let the guy see that you are not a liability. You guys are hearing that? You are not a liability.
You can take a guy out and pay for the meal.
Yes, you are an asset. A guy should know that what he's getting is an asset and not a liability. So we encourage every lady to get something doing. Have your own money. And don't date a guy because you want to ask. I never asked my husband for money while dating.
What if you want to know
how caring he is? By demanding, I don't need to ask. If he is caring, he will give me.
During courting?
Yes.
That's when I'm talking about.
Yes.
We are courting.
Yes.
You never ask for anything, and you don't think like, let me try whether he's a caring type or is he still
there was a day when he was still a senior registrar at Orekoya.
Okay.
Then we were dating. Now he's a consultant. I prepared meal from my home.
Okay.
I went to his office.
Okay.
I gave him the food, gisted with him, with his colleagues, and I told him, okay, I'm going back home. Now, I'm going home. I didn't ask him for transport. I was going home. So when we got downstairs, he just removed and gave me and said, for your transport. I said, I have my transport. He said, don't worry. I know you won't ask, but take. It's caring. But if I am in a difficult situation and I need money, and I tell you, please, can I get 100K? I need to be genuine with you. Okay, I have something I want to do. It will cost me 250,000. I have 150,000. Please, can I have 100,000?
But don't you think there is a level you will have gotten to before you can demand for such?
I've asked such from my male friends whom I thought I would get married to, and at the end of the day,
you were together for like how long?
Together for like
before you demanded, you asked?
2 months.
2 months.
That's the highest. Just 2 months friendship.
And you asked?
It will lead to marriage.
And you asked?
And I asked. And he said he didn't have. I didn't take it personal. I believed him. And I don't know if truly he didn't have. But I believed him. Telling me he didn't have means he didn't have. He doesn't have it. So I took him for his words. And another person gave me the money. And when he asked me the alpha, I said somebody else has lent me the money.
So how would you know when you are trying to test a guy to know how loyal he is and how genuine he is in the relationship? You want to even know that you are heading somewhere good, reasonable.
Now, when somebody is ready to get married to you, he will show all the care he needs. If he doesn't show all the care, that means he's not ready to get married.
You know, some people pretend to be sure. As you are testing the guy is also testing the girl to be sure what they are entering.
In what way do you test the guy? Is it, I want 100,000. If he doesn't give me 100,000, that means he's not caring. So I need to know.
You know, some people, they purposely get a guy angry to see his temperament, just to know to what extent it can be. But the Bible says, lead us not into temptation. Sure. So why are you tempting the guy? You need to know what you are entering. Some people with all this, we pretend, and you know, most time when you are dating, you want to be your best.
Let me tell you,
you really want to be your best.
A guy and you are inside keke, the guy cannot pretend. The guy cannot pretend because he's going to show his true color. Either you are in keke or he's driving. If somebody mistakenly bashed him, you hear, oh yeah, you know that this one has anger issue. You know, babe, you shouldn't have been so quick to. His response will show.
Sure.
There is no how he will pretend before marriage. It's always there. We see the red flag, but we allow our emotions to overshadow us. We claim we love, but we allow lust to supersede love.
No.
That is where we get it wrong. I said he was pretending. He never pretended. He showed it. You overlooked it. Or you saw it, but you ignored it because you were clouded by love.
What do you think about couples that are living together here in Nigeria, in Africa? They're living together in the same room, the same apartment. They are couples, they are married, but they divide the bed with pillow in the middle.
Those ones are not married.
They're married.
They're wife because of misunderstanding.
That's the way they sleep.
But that's not supposed to be. Then you are giving him to more problem. You are giving him to more problem.
But they are together. They didn't divorce.
That is why they said when there is no crack on the wall, the lizard cannot come in. So those things are for children. We have outgrown this age. When your spouse is wrong, yes, it's good to show. How will I say? It's like kind of snob, you know. You pretend you're not happy. You
let him know you're
let him know. Show it, but not to divide the bed. Even if he stays with you, if he wants to say, don't touch me. Why now? Why should I not touch it? Don't touch me. You don't know that issue can now come up.
You know, sometimes
instead of dividing the bed.
You know, sometimes because of religion, some people manage to stay together because of what people
you say religion.
Yes. So in a situation whereby the husband has a role in the church and the wife cannot go and report, because once you report in the house of God, number one, the condemnation, the stigmatization. In fact, the first thing they do to the man is they demote him. They tell him to go to the back and sit. You can't sit in front again. Now, in that kind of situation, people don't speak out. They don't speak up. They keep it to themselves.
Attitude.
And the home is already dying. The home is already apart. but you are still living together. People are saying that you are living together, you are in the same home, you are still married, but in the home they put a pillow in the middle. Some will say don't come to my room, stay in your room. They share rooms, they separate their rooms. So in that kind of situation, do you blame them for not speaking out in church to be assisted, or we need to even face the church how they need to handle separation in marriage and marital issue?
I think that is where religion comes in. Religion has really killed a lot of marriage, and it depends on who the leaders are. Even the leaders that will tell you to stay in the marriage can also be worse even than your husband. So now, who do I trust? For marriage to succeed, it has to be based on the Bible principle, because the Bible is the guide to every marriage. If I have issue with my husband, I should be able to talk about it. If I'm angry with him, I should be able to talk about it. Any method it will take me to talk about it, I will talk about it. Now, why most people don't want to go to church? Because they don't want to feel condemnation. And they will even feel that even the person you are reporting to is worse than
your husband,
than them. So now the question is, do we want to live in pretense? Does pretense count as marriage? Are you happy? Are you not also deceiving other people and making them feel there are no ups and downs in marriage? There are ups and downs in marriage, which we need to sort out. And that is why the Bible says, don't use the name of the Lord in vain. Even the Bible says, when you have a difference, go and sort it out, until we come to that level of putting aside pretense, preaching what we know we will do. That is when we can have a perfect marriage. That is if there is the word perfect. Because the word perfect has to do with what I make out of my marriage, what you make out of your marriage, determine if it is perfect for you or perfect for me.
So would you advise people should still look into getting married and making it work, or it's not worth it?
Marriage is good. Marriage is honorable. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is bitter. What do you want? Do you want to make it work, or you want to make it bitter? Lies in the hands of the two people involved.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show. In fact, if I should continue what I have here, we won't leave here today. We won't leave.
Marriage cannot work if I don't give him my best and he doesn't give him his best, and then we agree to disagree.
But I think one thing everybody needs to know is that you cannot cut out the bad part of marriage. So we should be prepared.
Prepare for the bad part.
And we should be ready.
Prepare for the worst parts.
I think that's
and if it comes to a point, instead of taking your life, let there be a separation. Separation is not divorce. Separation can also bring about reconciliation if it is meant to be.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope I'll be able to bring you again. So, if we are able to raise our children in a good home, in a sane home, I think we'll have less of a problem in the society. Marriage is something we need to look into very well. We need to plan. We need to discuss. We need to understand the concept and the purpose of marriage. Once this aspect is achieved, we will have a very balanced society, because any tout, any hoodlum you see out there is coming from one home. So once the home, the marriage is being raised, built, and nurtured the right way, the society will be seen. So tune in, subscribe, follow us, share, and let everybody see. I believe one or two people can learn from this. Nobody is an island of his own. If you have a story, you have something you're going through, you want to share with us, you want us to publicize, you want the world to know and to see, give us a call. You can send us a mail, or you drop a comment. We'll reach out to you, and we can also do behind the scene. We'll just bring out your audio for people to hear, and they will learn from me. And from doing that, a lot of people are being saved, and we are building a good society. I remain your host, which is Diana. Thank you and God bless.